A production AI agent just got 2.2 times faster and cut its running costs by 27% simply by switching to one new model called GPT-5.6. And here's the kicker, it's not just a marginal tweak. A company running this agent on the old model did the math and realized they were paying way too much for what they were getting. So they ran the exact same agent on GPT-5.6, kept everything else identical, and watched the numbers drop. Faster response times, dramatically lower bills, better accuracy on most tasks. This isn't a lab benchmark or a marketing claim. This is a real production system handling real workloads right now. And it's forcing teams across the industry to ask a hard question. What else are we overpaying for? The migration story is now public, and it's become a case study that's changing how companies think about model selection. This isn't just about one team getting lucky. It's about how a single model upgrade can reshape the entire economics of an AI project. GPT-5.6 is doing something other models haven't quite nailed yet, delivering massive speed and cost gains without sacrificing accuracy. And that combination is becoming the new benchmark everyone's chasing. AI agents are software that make decisions and take actions without being told exactly what to do in every moment. Think of one like a person hired to handle customer support emails. You don't give them a script for every possible email. You just tell them the rules. Be friendly, solve the problem, escalate if it's complex. The agent takes it from there. Now here's the thing, every time an AI agent runs, it costs money. Every token processed, every decision made, every back and forth with the model gets billed. And speed matters too. If your agent takes 10 seconds to respond to a customer when a human would take 2, you've got a usability problem. So companies running production agents are constantly juggling two pressures. Keep it fast, keep it cheap. Until recently, those two demands felt like they were fighting each other. Better models were faster, but more expensive. Cheaper models were slower, but less accurate. You had to pick your poison. But GPT-5.6 is changing that equation. It's delivering the speed of a premium model with the cost efficiency of a budget option. And that sweet spot, fast and cheap and accurate, is exactly what production systems have been waiting for. That's why this migration story is creating such a stir. It's not just a small improvement. It's a fundamental change in what's possible. So what makes GPT-5.6 different under the hood? The short answer is architecture and training. When OpenAI built GPT-5.6, they engineered it to be lean. Fewer parameters in the critical decision-making layers, but those parameters are doing more sophisticated work. It's like rebuilding a car engine to extract more horsepower per cylinder instead of just adding more cylinders. The model is also trained on a curated dataset, not just more data, but smarter data. Each training example was selected because it teaches the model something important about reasoning or problem solving. That means the model learns faster and needs fewer steps to reach good answers. Fewer inference steps equals speed. Fewer computational passes equals lower cost. Now there's a second piece, efficiency optimizations. GPT-5.6 can run on less powerful hardware. That sounds technical, but in practice it means the cloud infrastructure hosting it is cheaper to operate. Less power consumption, less cooling, lower per request overhead. That trickles down to end users immediately. A third factor is the attention mechanism, the part of AI that decides which information to focus on. GPT-5.6's attention is more focused and efficient. It doesn't waste processing power on irrelevant context the way older models do. It's like having a person who reads an email and instantly extracts the key points instead of reading every word twice. All of these optimizations work together, and the result is what we are seeing: 2.2 times faster, 27% cheaper, no accuracy trade-off. Let's get concrete. What kinds of AI agents benefit most from this switch? First up, customer support bots. A SaaS company gets 10,000 customer emails a day. Each email needs classification, a response drafted, maybe a ticket created in the back-end system. On the old model, that's 10,000 inference runs a day, each one slow and expensive. Switch to GPT-5.6, and suddenly the same workload is 2.2 times faster and costs 27% less. That's real money in the profit margin. Second example, content moderation agents. A social platform needs to scan user posts for policy violations, slurs, misinformation, and harmful content. These systems run millions of times a day. Speed matters because flagged content needs to come down fast. Cost matters because scale multiplies the bill. GPT-5.6 handles both. Third, data extraction agents. Companies need to pull structured data from unstructured documents, invoices, contracts, research papers. An agent reads the document, finds the relevant fields, formats them, maybe cross-references against a database. These jobs are batch-oriented, but still run constantly. The speed boost means batch jobs complete in hours instead of a day. The cost reduction means that analysis work that wasn't even affordable before suddenly pencils out. And there's a fourth category, personalization agents that tailor user experiences in real time. Reduced latency means better recommendations, faster responses. Reduced cost means more personalized experiences without inflating infrastructure budgets. The pattern is clear. Anywhere an AI agent is handling volume, GPT-5.6's gains cascade. Let's put numbers on the old model versus GPT-5.6 in a direct head-to-head. Say a company is running a customer service agent on the previous generation model. 1 month of processing 10,000 emails per day at the old model's speed and cost might look like this. Each email takes about 3 seconds to process end-to-end and costs around 0.008 cents per email. Multiply that out over a month. That's roughly $3,000 in IPI costs, and the system can handle about 28,800 emails a day when you factor in failures and retries. Now run the same exact workload on GPT-5.6. Same 10,000 emails per day, but each email processes in 1.4 seconds instead of 3. Cost per email drops to 0.006 cents. Monthly bill, about $2,200 instead of $3,000. You've saved $800. But here's where it gets interesting. Because the system is 2.2 times faster, you can actually process 63,600 emails per day on the same infrastructure. You've just bought extra capacity without buying extra servers. Or you can shrink the infrastructure and handle the same load with less hardware, cutting operational costs even further. That's the hidden win. It's not just the per-request savings, it's the infrastructure efficiency you gain. Accuracy-wise, the two models perform virtually identically on most tasks. You're not trading quality for cost or speed. This migration is sending shockwaves through the AI industry because it's proof that the old assumption is officially dead. You don't have to pick speed or cost or accuracy anymore. For years, teams made that trade-off. Smaller, cheaper models for high-volume work. Premium models only for critical accuracy tasks. GPT-5.6 breaks that pattern. It's cheap and fast and accurate. That forces every company to ask, what are we actually optimizing for? If you've been using a smaller model for cost reasons while accepting slower responses, you're now leaving money on the table. If you've been using premium models purely for speed, you're overpaying. The competitive pressure is immediate. Companies that migrate first get a real cost advantage. Companies that stay on old models become less competitive on both price and user experience. That's why this case study matters. It's not theory, it's real wins from a production system. This also creates a reckoning for other model providers. Anthropic, Google, Meta are watching closely. The race to match GPT-5.6's efficiency just became the central competition in the LLM market. We are moving from a world where models compete on intelligence to one where they compete on efficiency. That change changes how companies build AI systems. Better efficiency means more possibilities become economically viable. If you're running an AI agent on any production system, here's how to evaluate whether a switch to GPT-5.6 makes sense for you. Step 1. Audit your current setup. How many requests per day? What's your monthly IPI bill? How fast do requests need to be? Write down these numbers. Step 2. Identify your bottlenecks. Is cost your limiting factor? Are you rationing AI tasks because they are expensive? Or is speed the problem? Are users waiting too long for responses? Or is accuracy letting you down? Are errors too frequent? Most teams face one or two of these constraints. Step 3. Run a small pilot. Take a subset of your workload, maybe 5% of your traffic, and route it to GPT-5.6 while keeping the rest on your current model. Measure everything. latency, cost per request, error rates, user satisfaction if it's customer-facing. Let it run for a week. Step 4, do the math. If the pilot shows 2.2 times faster and 27% cheaper, scale it up. Move 25% of traffic, then 50%, then all of it. Step 5, and this is important, communicate with your team about the change. It's not instantaneous. Even after migration, you might need to tweak prompts or adjust system settings. But most teams find that GPT-5.6's responses are directly compatible with their existing setups. No retraining, no major refactoring, just plug and play. That's the beauty of this migration story. It's actually straightforward to execute. Here's what this migration story means for you, whether you're running AI systems or just watching the market. The most obvious takeaway is that it's time to evaluate your tech stack. If you haven't looked at your model choices in the past 6 months, you're probably overspending. But there's a bigger story here. We're entering a phase where efficiency becomes the competitive moat. Companies that master cost-effective AI will outmaneuver those still paying premium prices for yesterday's technology. The gap between fast and slow, expensive and cheap, is closing. GPT 5.6 is a signal of what's coming. We're going to see more models like it, competitors racing to match this combination of speed, cost, and accuracy. That means the next year is going to be a decisive moment for AI adoption. Tasks that weren't economically viable before suddenly are. New applications will become possible, business models will change, and teams that move quickly will capture advantages that late movers can't. If you're working in tech, watch this space. If you're running a company with AI workloads, get a pilot running this week. The winners in AI aren't going to be the ones with the smartest models. They're going to be the ones who figure out how to run those models most efficiently. And right now, GPT 5.6 is showing everyone what the bar looks like. Follow for daily AI news as these changes happen.